Welcome back, everyone, to episode 10 and what may be the last episode of our Beyond Oasis extended look / complete playthrough. In the previous episode, we managed to get into the cave, the non-entity cave, I think is what I had seen the name of that particular area was, which is where Silver Armlet had taken our younger sister. We managed to find her outside of the cave, and she gave us... did she give us the final item? I think she did. Whatever it was, the gold plate item that we received that basically just doubles the, in the bottom right there. The doubles are HP and SP recovery when we're standing outside in sunlight. We went into the cave, we fought a three-eyed monster that represents some kind of plane between the light and shadow realms of the world, defeated it, and then ended up in this weird ethereal kingdom that is supposedly where we're going to find Silver Armlet and finish the game, from my understanding. We did get kind of stuck at the end of the last episode because I couldn't figure out where the red key was. Apparently there is a switch that we did not hit somewhere, and it is back the way that we came, so let's go find it. I have my final notes all written up and ready to go for this episode. Gonna be honest, not gonna be the best game that we've looked at on the channel, and it's not even close. I think there are some significant issues that this game has that should have been addressed while they were developing the game. Primarily the summon system and the way that it functions. I think they just made a terrible mess. Let's go ahead and get some health. Come on. Out of here. So there was a switchback in there that we missed. Can I jump down on him? I sure can. Let's do that. Let's just do like a key up. Aw, I missed. Get out of here. He kept trying to take shots at me, but he ain't got what I got. Okay, well, that guy did. Alright, so I need shade. I think it's actually inside this dungeon over here that we didn't go to before. Alright. So I gotta hit the switch. No, don't do that, dummy. Bro. Throw the damn bomb. There we go. I think it was inside of that little room over there. This one here. We needed to make some water recede, which would cause a switch to appear, and that switch would have been what we needed to do. Oh no. Let's go out the door and see if that did it. No? I don't think it's that switch. Or maybe it was, you know what? Maybe it was this switch here. Nope, quit doing that. Oh, god damn it. Why did I think I could get away with just throwing the bomb and then walking away? Of course not. Alright. I don't know what those little bitty mushrooms are. I don't want to use any of these. Screw it, leave them. That's all good items. Let's not bother. Alright, we want to put on the bomb. There, that was it. I don't think I need shade anymore. Watch, I absolutely needed shade, I bet. Wait a minute. I bet I know what I gotta do. Damn it, I'm an idiot. hit the switch, go back in here from the other side using shade, and those are probably gone. That's what I had to do. All right, hold on. We gotta go resummon shade. Get out of here. All right, so, do that. Go up. Oh, wait, no. We already did that. Go in here. Oh, yep. I don't know if I need shade to do any of this. We'll just summon him just in case. How the hell did he hit me? This game makes some absolutely suspect decisions in hit detection. That's what I was probably supposed to do. And I heard it. I heard the water that time. So, aha. Now, I think we mentioned this before. If you let the fish die, like flopping around trying to get to water, right? They'll actually give you the fish food item, if I understand correctly. It may not be every time, but usually they do. Yeah, see? There you go. So if you needed extra food, there you go. That should have opened the way, right? No, of course not. Why would it open the way? All right, can I push my... Oh, it's not. One more try. No? So how the hell do I get in there? Can I? We've done this before. Where I don't know how to close or turn these off. Can you? Anything, please? Just... I don't know what to do here. There's no switch to turn these off. At least none that I've seen. Hold on. God, I hate this. It really annoys the hell out of me that I have to depend on a strategy guide to get through anything like this, but I just don't want to keep running around this area forever trying to figure out what I gotta hit. Maybe I gotta use shade to hit the switch or walk through those without taking damage. I don't know. I don't know. Can you absorb the damage of walking through that? Why do I always do that? I do that every damn time. Nope. There we go. Get out of the way. You're not worth wasting the time on. Can I just walk through it? No, because it pushes him back. So what the hell am I supposed to do? God damn it. Alright, so there's a switch outside that we missed. Oh, this one, I bet. Right? That's the one? Oh. Okay, can I do it from here? Maybe I don't need to if it's... don't use this. This sucks. Nope. This. Wait. If I do... Ah, God. This is my least favorite type of puzzle, which is hit the switch to activate the other switch, and then go hit the switch again to turn on the switch that activates the switch, and switch. Just stop doing that, games. Not fun. This isn't... These aren't fun puzzles to figure out. They never have been, they never will be. I don't think I need him anymore, so I can get... Oh, crap, I do need him. Damn it! Get out of here. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. Out of the way! Not helpful. There it is. Now we can go. And thus concludes the most unproductive 15 minutes I've had in the entire series. Ah, Jesus, I can't even get that right! I hate this. I hate it so much. Yeah, we gotta go back through it again. Ah, Jesus Christ, this is not fun. This isn't fun. No. No. Hit the wrong button there every damn time. I got the key, so I can do this all I want. It doesn't matter. Now you get your ass out of here. Don't need. Okay, so in theory, this is the last dungeon of the game, I think. Save. Let's go. Watch, it won't be the last dungeon. It'll be like the second to last. Don't know if this was necessary, but I did it. Now I have the ability to summon Ifrit and Dido if I want. In theory. You know, that was one of the things that I complained about in the final review, was the fact that there seems to be a large number of summons for Dido and Ifrit, and almost none for Shadow or Pod. And I had the question, why didn't they just make it easy to summon those two like it is for the water and fire elementals? What makes these two elementals so favorable and desirable to use, but not the other two? I mean, if you built a game where there's shadows everywhere, why the hell can't I just shoot a shadow and summon shade? If I walk around a grassy area, why can't I just shoot the grass and summon Pod? I think they screwed up royally on those. We got 4 switches, right? 3 switches? Nope, there is a 4th up there. Can't hit it. Can I flip all of them to the other way? Nope. Maybe flip them all to the right and see what happens. And I have a feeling that one is one that we'll have to do in order to advance. Oh, glad I waited. Of course, it beelined right for me. Yep. Out of here. You failed. All right, fun. I think I gotta hit that switch up there with the bomb, right? Or maybe even an arrow. Nope. All right, so let's try an arrow. Nope. Maybe I just gotta jump to it. Yep, gotta jump to it. All right. Boop. Yep. Get out of here, you little bastard. I can hear him. This is another one of those situations where I'm going to wander around the environment as much as possible, smacking these torches, and I have no idea if it's going to actually do anything. Gotcha. Well, it looks like it did something. Oh, there's the return. I don't have the key to open the door on the right side yet. And no way to get up there. No, you don't. Hit the damn attack button. Alright, moving on. Oh! Oh! Viral boogers incoming! I mentioned it before, the virus enemies that you saw in Miracle Warrior, so I'll have to put a picture on the screen to show what they looked like, and it's just the creepiest damn design they could have made for a virus enemy. Oh, they keep respawning. Okay, thank you. Go away. Oh my god. Piss off. Go away. No. No more. You had your fun. You get no more. Let's stand here for a second and recover some health. See, this is a perfect spot right here. Just aim your bracelet at this right here. Why can't I do that? And get shade. Something burning to the left. I can hear it. Crackling. Alright, let's go. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, you thought you had the drop on me, didn't you, bitch? You had nothing. Here's our key. Top off one more time. Alright. We have to try this. It probably won't lead to anything meaningful, but... Ah! Well, hit the switch. Didn't do anything. So, some... other pattern, maybe like this. Bingo! So, we have a door we can open up above, and we have a door that's open here right now. Let's go down the one we just opened. And we needed that. Alright, good. Glad I did it. Of course, it also is the key for the door that we just left up above, so... Question is, do we go the way that we came, or do we go a different path? Come here, spark shot. I'm not going after anything else till you're gone. Get. Up. And... jump. Let's go find out what that other door leads to. Watch, it'll be the right path forward. Ow, 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 ow! Stop touching! Bad touch. Get her health. And... go. this was the path forward. Oh, you prick. Why? Screw you and your heat-seeking bullshit. I have a feeling I have to kill all the enemies out here in order to get a key. Ah! The Karate Raptor is back. I hear you. Okay, enough of these guys. Can you either fight me or go away forever? Yeah, there's no way I can do this until the enemy comes back. Damn it! Again, I get the sense that some of these enemies were designed so that you just can't hit them unless the game wants you to hit them. See? Look at that. That should have been a clean hit on him. Anytime you want to stop. That should have hit. Yeah, stay there. I don't know, stay there. Yeah, good job, dumbass. I can't do the summon here. You fail. You fail. Wait, I'm back, I'm back, I'm back. Put him right in front of me. Yeah, good job. Bye-bye. I got another one, I got another one! Now, this is so much fun, but I'd like to actually hit the switch and move on, and I bet I can't do that this way, can I? Oh, of course not. Get out of here. Was that it? No, of course not. Okay, well, it's not ending. Save. I see a way down. Does this help? No, it doesn't. This just leads... Well, we have another key, right? Yeah, let's go use the green key and see what that takes me to. God damn it. Better make sure the game gets its goddamn pot shots in on me. I was expecting to go in that room with the little spike traps. Dead. Thanks. Oh, no, you don't. Yep. Nope. Come on. Nope. Oh! Oh, crap. I want this. I don't care about the rating system. If they didn't want me to pick them up, they shouldn't have put them in the game. I bitch slapped him. Oh, there are two more. He's right there. Yep. Are we done? Of course not. This is like the Wiz Robes in Legend of Zelda, only not fun. damn it. Okay, game. I got it. You don't want me to get through this room without losing at least one food item. Thanks for nothing. I'm summoning Free to help me out here. Damn it. I hope one of these is a food item. It is. And it's the best one in the game, too. Can I use... No, I can't. Alright. Well, I'm sure I gotta put the blocks on those switches and then press this one. Alright, so... Go. Got it. Yup. Yup. And go. Oh, no, too far! Oh, come on, I wasn't standing in it. Dick. I swear to God, the hit range of that fucking fire is just however much that game wanted. So, what the hell am I supposed to do once I summon him? What are my food options here? I don't want to use these. I guess we gotta use this. Well, wait, let's wait. There might be a chance to get outside and get some healing real quick. I don't get it. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Oh, I probably gotta get these off the switches, right? Which I just botched. Yeah, cool. Thanks, game. Awesome. Great design. 10 out of 10. Okay, what the hell am I supposed to do now, game? It's not fall in the pit, right? That won't help me any. So what the hell did I accomplish here? Ugh, come on. These aren't fun puzzles. This is bullshit. Of course, it's the mechanic that has absolutely not been useful in any way whatsoever. I have to find a hidden portal. That is easily the worst gimmick that they came up with for this game, which is, hey, astral project your body so that you'll find hidden portals. We won't give you any idea that they're anywhere nearby. You just have to just guess that they're going to be there. Stupid. I gotta astral project onto the other switch, too. Yep. Alright, well. Rare blue gem, which we haven't found in a while. A red key. Where the hell was a red door? I don't know where a red door was anywhere in here. Okay. Miss a chance to rank up. Nope, get over these. Get over these. Throw it outside. We're standing in the sun. Was this another... I bet that's exactly what it was. Use the shade summon to hit the switch, which I'm going the wrong way to get to. It's this way, right? I don't know. I don't... How the hell do I get up there if shade is summoned? It's that platform right there. I need to get to that platform. Alright, save. Jump in. Well, let's get some health and magic back instead of burning items. I want to be done with this game. I am not enjoying my time with it. I wish I was. It's... The easy comp is Star Tropics. So many people have fond memories of Star Tropics, and I don't understand them. I think they're all f***ing space aliens. It's a bad game. It starts good. It starts with a lot of promise, and then they crank the difficulty out of the f***ing roof, and then it's just not fun anymore. Like, if your difficulty is predicated on the ability for the player to just stand in place and smack thing over and over, smack it, smack it, smack it, smack it, and take 2 feet forward, smack, 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 2 feet forward, smack, 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 2 feet forward, smack, 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 smack. That's not gameplay anymore. Now you're just wasting the player's time. And that final dungeon of the game, where you're just, like, walking through hallways of dozens of enemies that keep respawning and keep taking potshots at you, so you basically have to stand in place and keep attacking to keep alive. You're no longer making a game, you're just testing everyone's ability not to rip their f***ing hair out in frustration. I hate you. I hate you so much. Design like that is a fundamental misunderstanding of what makes games fun. Put them right here. Perfect. Bye-bye. So this wasn't it. I don't know. Yeah, enjoy, ass. Just telling you, if you could summon right there, we'd have a solution for how to get through here. We don't. We don't have that solution. We have a red key, no door to open it with that we can see yet. Wait a minute. Was there another door back down that way? No. I'm having so much fun listening to him go tick, 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 up and down steps. Tick, 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 tick. Yeah, out of here. Oh, god damn it. I didn't double tap the run, but the game thought I did. I'm not doing all that again. No, you didn't summon what I wanted. Now you can do it. I got that. Got the key for that. Was there a wall here I could walk through, or... No? Okay. Okay. Thank you, game. And make sure I take a couple of hits. And there isn't a way back up here, is there? No. You have so much fun hitting me, bitch. I hit you back, didn't I? See, this is what I need to do, and I just can't get him to let me down there. He wants to save me, which is stupid, because this isn't where I need to go. Whatever. It's gotta be back up there. I just don't know what I'm doing to get it done. So we gotta get rid of him, and we gotta figure out what we're not doing down here. Alright, more cheating, because the game's just being too goddamn obtuse at this point. That figures. That figures. Oh, well, you weren't supposed to destroy all of the ice crystals out there, because then you can't summon Shade. Then why the f didn't they just put a summon point outside? No, leave 3 destructible objects that we will end up breaking because, you know, I have this giant arcing swing. Lazy, bad design. Bad, bad design. Everything about this game. Just no thought. And I bet I can't get them to come back either. They're gone, so they're gone for good. Well, we have the ability to get him anyway. Fortunately, the game didn't completely screw me over because I have the ability... Of course. Get hit a couple dozen times by this prick. We have the ability to do this, even if we don't have a crystal to summon Shade from. You know, a destructible crystal, so that if you screwed up, you literally just can't finish this dungeon. Let me repeat that, because that is the core problem that we are facing now. If at some point during the gameplay, you wasted the only items that you'll ever find that you can't repeatedly find to summon Shade, and you destroyed all 3 of those crystals, you literally can't finish this dungeon. Fire whoever came up with that. Fire them. They should not be employed. Here or anywhere else. Astral project your ass over there. Get out of here, Rick. Come on, Kung Fu Raptor. You're not getting free hits. Not today. I can pick up this cheese. I can eat this cheese. Imagine getting all the way through the game to this dungeon, and for whatever reason, you didn't have a summon for Shade in your inventory. And you destroyed all 3 of those crystals, because why wouldn't you? And then you couldn't get through that area. Oh, I would have taken this game back to KB Toys or Toys R Us or whoever was selling it and said, give me my money back right now. Not leaving the store until you give me money. Or credit. I don't care what. Just give me my money back. You can't finish the game. Getting all hot and bothered by the dumb choices they made in this game. Oh, there is something that we might have missed back here. And we can't get to it. Why not? Whatever. There were 2 gems back there that we could have gotten. I don't care. They're not that important. Come here. Eat, you goofy bitch. Alright, so which of these 2 am I supposed to use? Let's summon. Because the game's gonna make you guess, and you only get 1 shot to get it right. I hope there is a limit to how many of these we're gonna see. It ain't looking that way. Of course. Of course. This isn't fun. This is not fun. I don't know what the button was. Oh, thank f***ing God. Just none of that dungeon was amusing or fun. All right, here we go. Hopefully this is the end of the damn game, because I'm done. I'm done with it. I haven't had fun since, I don't know, episode 3 or 4. I can't remember how I did it. I think it was kind of like a low grumble. I have been waiting for you. It's been an interesting game. No, it hasn't. But now it's time to finish it. You cannot stop the revival of the creator of the Silver Armlet, my master, Agito. Bye, Kung Fu Raptor. Anyone else? I want some? Oh. Break your shield. See ya. Well done. I must reward you for your persistence, Gold Armlet. I reward you with your death. Oh, no you don't. Oh, no you don't. Oh, no you don't. Oh, no you don't. What was that, bitch? Final fight, my ass. That can't be it. You. I misjudged your superior abilities. But you will not defeat Agito. He has returned to resume his throne. All right, well, let's, before we do this, because I don't know if it's going to work or not, let's use a, well, we could use grape. Yeah, because we have good health. All right, whatever. I can't move. Ah! Rawr. Okay, well, this ain't it. Hit the snake on the side. Hit the snake on the side. No other snakes to hit. I don't have to jump in the water, do I? I might. Oh, it's not. Okay, I'm not going very far. Get out of here. We're in the final fight of the game. Yeah, sure. Throw some more rank ups at me. Another snake somewhere? Yep, another snake. Another snake? No? No more snakes? Agito, kind of rough looking. Being honest. Ow! You probably have a very narrow window to get anything done before another snake pops, right? Yeah, I'm not doing anything. Oh, some leafy greens. They're giving you items in case you got this far without picking up infinite items, and if you were running out of health. Alright, I'm doing all this, but I don't see how it's making him vulnerable. So could the game give me a little help here? Oh, there we go. Finally hit him. Alright. Let's, well, we got him. Let's use him. And we're gonna need him again. Ow! Oh, you and your beans! Little explodey beans. Now their strategy is just to overwhelm with garbage on the screen. So if I call in Dido here, we'll... Yeah, cool. Alright. They're gonna flood you with free health items, why not? And they are both health and SP, so... Can I hit you again? I sure can. Ah, good. For a while. Yeah, sure, why not? One more. That's stupid. Got him. He's boo-hooing. Oh, it's you, Ali. It's me, your elder sister, Gwyn. I'm gonna f***ing kill you, bitch. You've caused so much trouble. You killed her father. This isn't a tearful reunion. She deserves death. Don't say it was the armlet. You did this on purpose. I heard your voice, but I could do nothing. I was possessed. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Finally, I got back my memories. Now, let's go ahead and point out the huge flaw in the story up to this point, shall we? So, they established that I am a prince, that my two sisters are princesses, and the king was alive at the start of the game. This is our older sister. Meaning, even though she killed the king and helped the bad guy revive into the world to help reign, you know, over everyone with chaos and destruction, blah, 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 she's first in line for the throne. So she did unforgivable evil acts, and now we're going to just give the throne back over to her. I'm calling bullshit. Finally, I got back my memories. Uh-huh. Hey, Dido, kill her. I feel the world filling. I feel the power filling the world. Thank you. Who's talking here? Is this supposed to be Dido? I don't know. I can't remember how I did the character either. I feel the power filling the world. Thank you, my master, Gold Armlet. You saved our world. Can't remember how I did this one either. And now we must remain here. This was just a real low, grumbly one, wasn't it? I am proud to have both fought for you and beside you. You shall be remembered forever. Munch, munch, we didn't come up with a voice for this one. Bao had fun time. Now this warp will bring you home. Goodbye, friend Ali. No, make her ass stay here and die. Ali, wait. I destroyed things and killed people. Yeah, you did. Even though I was possessed and controlled, I must make atonement for my sin. Yeah, stay here. You're not coming home. Ali, tell this to everyone. Agito and the Silver Armlet minion have been destroyed forever. They will never endanger Oasis again. Yeah, you don't get to come along. Sorry. Oh, this was her plan all along. Now she has both of the f***ing bracelets. Now, let me say goodbye. And thank you, my brother. Now die. Just keel over and die. You don't get the throne. Hooray! We beat this shitty game. Oh, my wrist was chafing so bad. Finally, it's free. Hey, guys! The skin rash is clearing up. Hooray! Old man in the back. Why were you blasting me with your bracelet? I guess the king survived. Yeah, all I needed was a hot cup of coffee to recover from the multiple stab wounds to the chest. The bitch who doesn't deserve a throne, walking free with both bracelets because that was her plan all along. They shouldn't be placed back there. They should be destroyed. They should just be gone. Thus, the gold and silver armlets fell dormant. After saying farewell to his companions, Ali returned to his world and succeeded to the throne. The Kingdom of Oasis prospered peacefully under the wise reign of King Ali. And his dad just peacefully stepped aside. Said no one ever. Alright, so is that it, or...? By the way, that blurb and the little bit of story that came before it were probably the most story we got since the intro crawl. There has been almost no story at all during the game other than tiny little blurbs that say, oh, thanks for doing this thing and going through the dungeon, go to the next dungeon. I'm sorry, for people who love this game, you're wrong. It's a bad game. Alright, let's go ahead and do the final review. I know they're going to pop up at some point with the ranking based on how many times you picked up those gold hearts that were ostensibly there to make you stronger. But of course, don't you get stronger. You should make the game harder on yourself. It's intended that way. Get All right, let's go and do the final review. We'll do a round of the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is that graphically, this is a gorgeous game. The environments make great use of the Genesis's, frankly, so-so color palette. Everything from the overworld grassy areas to the swamps, to the caves and castles are vivid and have a cartoon-like quality to them. Ali is incredibly well animated, and his standard walk and run animations have an amusing swagger to them. The NPCs and enemies are also big and full of character. Specifically the big troll characters and the semi-boss knights, the ones that wield the maces. The bosses are frankly awe-inspiring. Most are enormous in size and beautifully designed, especially the red dragon from the volcano and the rock serpent from the wall fortress. I've never really been wowed by the graphical capabilities of the Genesis, but this game is stunning. I know that some reviewers said that the game world felt too small, but I don't mind a game not having much explorable space as long as it feels dense. And thankfully, what we saw in Beyond Oasis does feel dense. There's plenty of little hidden rooms or ledges that you can fall onto, or block passages that need a specific element to clear, and they usually lead to something meaningful, like an elemental gem, or quality consumable, like high-end food items or weapons. The game only gives you one static overworld map, but it does a decent enough job early on showing you where to go that you aren't lost for hours trying to find the entrance to the next objective. In fact, the objectives and the paths that you must follow to them are for the most part fairly straightforward. Now, at the end of the game, we were trying to find the cave where Silver Armlet had taken our younger sister. Yes, I did get lost, and I'll chalk that up to taking the wrong turn, and for whatever reason, it just didn't dawn on me, wait, maybe we shouldn't be backtracking through a dungeon we've already beaten. But by and large, it's been fairly straightforward getting through the game. There was usually little guesswork involved in getting to the right place at any point in time. The soundtrack has an epic, adventurous feel to it, and it does the best it can with the Sega Genesis' frankly awful sound processor, which I've said plenty of times in the past, has what I would call some very farty sounding audio channels. Koshiro has made a career of producing memorable game soundtracks, and this one does not disappoint. Ali has some pretty solid moves, with quick stabs, quicker kick combos, full horizontal slashes, running stabs and slashes, and even a sweeping 360 spin attack. Even has some special rising attacks where you're getting up from a prone position to hit enemies, which I didn't do very often, but the handful of times that I managed to get it to trigger was very impressive. Locking an enemy into a kick combo is especially satisfying as it rewards the trigger-happy player. Ali also has moves for low enemies and flying enemies, but I had issues with those that we will get into in the bad. I think they're about to give us the ranking here. Come on. Give us the rank. We earned our rank score. Took 7 hours. No, it didn't. It did not take 7 hours. We got to rank 45. Didn't die, but that's because I was save stating. And we left behind, 23 gems. But again, a lot of that would have involved backtracking to areas that we had been through at least once before, and I just didn't want to do that. I don't know where Berserker lands on the ranking system, and I don't really care that much, so that's nice. We'll leave the screen here for now. Getting back to the good, the puzzles in Beyond Oasis were mostly fun. Towards the end of the game, they started becoming a little bit too obtuse and frustrating. They weren't overly difficult to solve, at least in the front 3/4 of the game. Often they involve the player finding a way to depress a switch to open the path forward, but some required using your elementals to light or smother torches, or throwing levers in a specific pattern, or even kiting an enemy onto a switch. The puzzles were clever usually without breaking expected gameplay functionality. I wasn't suddenly grabbing a ledge or using an object in a way that I'd never been able to do before. Again, I complained about one particular instance during the gameplay where a cluster of bombs blew up a group of rocks that normally can't be destroyed in that manner, but it wasn't the solution to the puzzle, merely the result of other actions, so I won't knock that. If that is how they expected you to advance through a puzzle, I would have had serious problems with that. As far as the bad, brace yourselves if you love this game because I have a lot to complain about. The elementals are not nearly as fun to use as they should have been, and I blame that on the fact that they are constantly draining your SP while they are active. As a result, you're either using them for 1 to 2 minutes while your magic holds out, burning through your magic and your SP restoring items rather quickly by using their special attacks, or in my case, just not bothering to call them at all unless the game forces you to do so to complete a puzzle. Add to that the completely inaccurate and impossible to aim ranged attacks they do, your inability to summon them at will as you have to fire a summoning blast at a matching elemental object in the environment to even call upon them, and their relatively weak attack damage, and all of that adds up to a poorly executed core gameplay element. It's a shame. You're ostensibly powering up your armlet to use the summons, and you end up just not wanting to. They really shortchanged the summon system in this game. I feel like they needed to rethink that before they went any further in the design. Should have been more fun. The controls can feel very stiff during combat, which is complicated by some iffy hit detection. Your standard stab attack with the main weapon, the one you start the game with, seems to have a very narrow hitbox, and enemies quickly learn to skirt around it to attack your flanks. If you're facing multiple enemies, you can quickly become overwhelmed and unable to land a single hit. We saw that with the bats. There was a cave where we got attacked by like 15 bats on the screen at once, and I couldn't do anything. There is a 360 spin attack that ostensibly prevents enemies from overwhelming you, but it takes precious time to execute and leaves Ali open to an interrupting attack. Ali also tends to get locked into an attack animation or facing and becomes unable to turn. I suffered a lot of damage as a result of this. I have definitely complained about this in other games, and it certainly applies here. I don't care how pretty or how much effort the devs put into a flashy attack animation. If it limits my responsiveness or makes me more likely to suffer damage waiting for an animation to play out, you screwed up. Attacks should ideally be quick and interruptible by the player's own inputs. Failing that, frustration sets in very quickly, and I was getting extremely annoyed during this game by that. The developers clearly wanted to add a layer of interactivity to the game that the limited button assignment prohibited. So they made the absolutely abysmal choice to assign the crouch and jump inputs to the same button. This ruined so much of the fun for me. Mainly because there was a noticeable lag when the game was deciding between when I wanted to actually jump and when I wanted to crouch, causing me to fall into pits I was trying to jump over and over and over again. I dreaded having to do platforming in this game because it was more frustration than it was worth. That one infinite item challenge involving platform jumping nearly broke me. I hated it so much. Ultimately, this game did not need a crouch option at all. It never enhanced the gameplay in a meaningful way, and guess what? There are plenty of games where a character needs to get low to go into an area, and guess what they do? They just crouch when you press against the area that you're supposed to duck through. They should have done it that way. Just make the game crouch for you when you're going to one of those areas. Speaking of crouching, stab, and the jump kick are both clumsy and inaccurate. The crouch requires holding down the jump button, which slows Ollie down too much and feels very stiff, owing again to the stab attack's narrow hitbox. And the jump kicks never seem to land a hit. Ever. I don't get it. Ollie's standing attacks should have been able to hit flying enemies. Period. The jump kick is not worth the effort to try. The leveling system in this game is a joke. There is no rhyme or reason to it. Just fight enemies, and occasionally they'll drop a heart that will increase your health and damage. There is no planning for it. There's no tried and true grinding method to earn them. Just kill enemies and cross your fingers. Why this was preferred over a traditional experience point system is a mystery to me. Found myself avoiding overworld encounters as a result. Why bother? You can't plan on getting anything for your effort except for maybe a few random food items. We did find later in the game that if you used a fire-based attack on any of the rats or the trolls, they would actually drop higher quality meat items, but that was about the most you could plan for at any point in this game as far as drops. The story is basically non-existent. There's a handful of short blurbs explaining what Ollie has just done or is about to do, and that's it. Your biggest exposition dump is literally the opening cutscene before you even press start. Uh-oh. Okay, are we still recording? Good. All right, power is flickering on outside, so I may lose my recording, but we'll try to get as much of this done as I can. Where was I? All right, so we were talking about the story. The story is basically non-existent. There's a handful of short blurbs explaining what Ollie has just done or is about to do, and that's it. Your biggest exposition dump is literally in the opening cutscene before you even press start. It didn't need to be a novel's worth of plot, but more than what we got would have been nice. The game really needed a quick travel system to traverse the game world, especially with so many areas and items that you can't access until later in the game when you have Shade or Pod. Not to mention, the special challenge dungeons are definitely something I would have liked to come back to after some time ranking up, but some would have involved backtracking through dungeons and overworld areas to reach. A quick travel on the overworld map would probably be unnecessary, but maybe a few fixed teleport points like those time portals, something like that would have been better than nothing. Make them visible. Don't hide them because you don't have Shade summoned. As far as the ugly, I like that the game offers you multiple weapons, but they're almost all consumable and you burn through them very quickly. The handful that aren't consumable require a Herculean effort to earn, especially the best sword in the game, which requires you to complete a 100 level dungeon with no use of healing items allowed. That's too much to ask in a game with controls this stiff. I managed to earn mine through aggressive use of save scumming, I have a feeling if I'd been playing the cart with a Genesis, I would have given up on several of these, especially the platforming challenge and the 100 level dungeon. And frankly, platforming challenge was the hardest one of all of them, and the reward sucked. It was not worth the trouble to go through all that to get it, because I barely used bombs in this game. The game did a very poor job of explaining what the precious few accessory pickups actually did. The Sunburst Pendant, our first pickup, gives you a passive health regeneration when you are outside and standing still, but this was never explained in-game. If I hadn't by chance stood still for a beat and observed the health regeneration in action, I would never have known that it was taking place. They explained the key of time and space by having Silver Armlet literally tell you what you were about to find, but not how it was used or what effect it would have. Their usefulness is not in question, just the messaging of what the accessories are and what they did. Now, it does turn out that the instruction manual actually explains the accessories, but I picked the game up many years after the game came out, so I didn't have the instruction manual. Still, a simple window pop-up describing the accessory upon pickup couldn't have been too much to ask, could it? Just tell you in the game. The audio balance for the music in this game is all over the place. The main overworld theme in particular is a mess of dynamics, playing very quiet most of the time and then blasting you with a sudden volume increase for dramatic peaks. It made some of the editing for this series a nightmare because peaks would drown out my vocal recordings at times. There's a right way to do volume changes for backing music, but they didn't get it right here. As cool as some of the enemy designs are, you seem to fight the standard night enemies more than anything else, which gets boring pretty fast. And I was very annoyed by the abundance of grenade throwing knights because deflecting the grenades back at them is neither consistent nor a guaranteed way to avoid getting hit. Either they should have had far less of them, or they should have made it so that if you swung your sword in time, you batted it back at them, they took damage, and that's it. Instead, it felt like half the time I'd hit it, it would blow up and it would hit both of us. That's not fun. It's just not fun. The game does a decent job giving you food items, but they mix way too many SP-specific items in. Again, I think summons weren't handled well, and I tended to avoid using them unless they were required to advance in an area, so I ended up with a ton of SP-specific food items that I couldn't use. More HP food items, please. Spinning off of the SP food item problem, I wish the game allowed you to either discard unwanted items or stack them. Found myself in plenty of situations where a desirable weapon dropped, but my inventory of weapons was full, so I had to equip and quickly burn through an unwanted weapon to get the good one, all while fending off enemies and occasionally picking up the desired item to keep it from disappearing from the screen. Same with the food. I was loaded with cheese and a steak dropped. My only option was to take some damage to use the cheese, or just let the steak disappear. All of this could have been avoided if they just gave you a discard option, just a little trash can off to the side. Select the food item you can't use and take it to the trash. Nope, can't do it. One final nitpick, the summoning blast that Ali shoots requires an unusually high amount of precision at times. Your shots won't hit water if you're not standing in it for some reason. Activating the time portals requires you to arc the shot precisely onto the summon point, not just over it. Why did they make it so accuracy dependent? There aren't a lot of things you can activate with Summon Blast. The collision field should have been just, if it goes anywhere over top of the thing, it hits it. That simple. All right, let's give our game a score. We do our score in Randars, 1 to 10. Look, game development is hard. Knowing what you want to make, how to make it, isn't as straightforward as it sounds. I have no doubt that Ancient and the Koshiro family and their associated friends had a vision for this game. It came following Yuso's experience working with Enix and Quintet, who developed some of the greatest 16-bit action RPGs of all time. Beyond Oasis does the best it can to ape those experiences with a focus on combat that provides options for how you face your enemy. Sadly, the core gimmick of the game, the summons, are not that fun to use because summoning them isn't readily available outside of a rare consumable item. You can't target their attacks because they seem to do as they please when they're summoned. And their persistent SP drain means you're either constantly burning through food items with no reliable means to earn or buy more, or you're just not summoning them unless you need to. The game is pretty, it has a nice soundtrack, but combat is often more frustrating than satisfying, and the lack of a sensible leveling system or the drip of equipment upgrades makes this a shallow imitation of better action RPGs. I'm giving Beyond Oasis 6 Randars. I needed the game world to be saturated with summon points. Like every 2 steps, there's a trickle of water, or a nice dark shadow, or a torch, or a patch of grass, all of which would serve as summon points in a better thought out game. Instead, if I wanted to call a summon, I usually needed to luck onto the one specific object that was created just for summoning. Why? The game is full of the 4 elements this world uses, or the game uses. Just pointing your summon blast at a tree doesn't summon pod. Hitting the shadow of a tall cliff doesn't summon shade. And clear water and fire sources are very short supply throughout the game world. And they should never have incurred an active SP drain while they were summoned. You should have only had to spend SP to use their abilities. That is it. And if they target and hit enemies of their own accord, there should have been no SP cost. I should have been enamored with the summon system, and instead it felt like it was something that I had to deal with. That's a bad sign. If your core gimmick feels like a chore to deal with, you didn't do it right. Rethink it. Don't even release the game until you get this figured out and make it fun. This wasn't fun. 6 Randars. Score was really hurt by that summon system. It needed to be a boon to the gameplay. Instead, it felt like a burden. Alright, and because this is a Nubs RPG series, we have one final question that we have to answer. Is Beyond Oasis worth revisiting in 2026? I think my answer on this one is going to be a no. It falls short on 2 of the 3 pillars of a good RPG. The first pillar, graphics and audio, is a strong point for this game. Visually, the game still flashes. The game is colorful and well animated with some impressively large enemy sprites. The music is one of the better soundtracks on the console, and I don't think I mentioned it before, but there is some surprisingly throaty bass in this game. Not something that I ever would have expected from a 16-bit console. Period. Not just the Sega Genesis. So visually and audibly, the game shines. The second pillar, the story, is entirely too thin. You get a big spiel in the intro cutscene that plays before you even start the game, and a handful of short expository blurbs as the game advances, and until you get to the end, that is it. The summons aren't saddled with any heavy lifting plot-wise, and you don't get much more from the handful of talking heads with any meaningful part in the story. The king, the princess, your mentor, and Silver Armlet, who turns out to be your older sister. There's your NPC list for the entire game. Very weak story. And finally, the gameplay and systems are hampered by a combination of issues. The summon system was poorly executed and feels like a chore to deal with. Combat is stiff and your basic stabs hitbox is pathetically small. Assigning crouch and jump to a single button was maybe the worst idea anyone in the history of gaming has ever conceived. And leveling, a core mechanic that 100 games had figured out by the time Beyond Oasis had released, is determined by a random drop from enemies, not a running XP tally. As we saw in the conclusion of the game, you receive a score that discourages players from leveling. Why would you do that? If I had leveled up to 100, the class would probably be like Pauper or something really demeaning, because how dare you pick up these items that we actually put in the game to make it easier to play? Stupid, confusing messaging. If the story had some meat on it, or the summon system was fun and engaging, I'd probably give the game a grudging yes for revisiting, but as it stands, it's a no. Secret of Mana and Soul Blazer, 2 games from the same console generation with similar design, make this story look like amateur hour. Story still matters, even if you aren't taking turns hitting an enemy. And please, developers, You're going to build your game around a core mechanic like summoning powerful elementals. Make it fun! How do you screw something up like that? Again, it's gonna sound like I'm picking on people for liking the Sega Genesis, but if this was one of the best games on the console, you didn't have a good console. I'm done with this game, man. I'm glad I'm never gonna touch it again, because this sucked. It was not enjoyable at any point. I'm done with it. 6 Randars, and no, don't go back to this one. It sucked. All right, that is going to do it for our extended look / complete playthrough of Beyond Oasis. We're on to something next that I am sure I'm going to have some fun with, because I have played it before to completion and I did enjoy. I don't want to tip my hand on it just yet. You will see, obviously, a week after this one finishes with its final episode. And it's probably going to be a complete playthrough, because we do have to go through a lot to get all the way to the end of it. So it may be a longer series, but it's a very enjoyable one. It is, I'll go ahead and tip the hand on this at least, a PlayStation 1 game. We hadn't actually looked at any PS1 RPGs up to this point on the channel. There are a ton of them, and they are all very lengthy experiences. One of the things that differentiates the 16-bit era of RPGs from, I guess, PlayStation would have been the 32-bit era, although the N64 was 64-bit, but you get what I'm saying, is the length of the gameplay. There were very few games on the Super Nintendo, as far as RPGs were concerned, that really forced you to play for dozens of hours in order to get to the conclusion. The one we're going to look at next, I think, if we're playing clean and not wasting a bunch of time, will probably take about 20 hours to finish. But yeah, I think it is worthy of getting a full playthrough for that one, and I'm still debating whether or not, and this may also give away what it is, whether or not we play the original, because there is one very important issue that I had with the game when I played it 20 years ago, and the remaster that came out not too long ago, maybe a year or two ago. I'm thinking we may do the remaster, because I'm hoping we don't run into the glitch. They've figured out what was causing it and fixed it in the meantime. And that way we can ensure I don't get soft locked at a point in the game where the glitch is going to occur and lock you up and you won't be able to advance any further. So, yeah, we may end up looking at the remaster version, even though I do have the original. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Nubs RPG Wednesday and our look at Beyond Oasis. As always, I do appreciate each of you watching, and I will see you next time.